Hi, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for dropping by today. It's been a while for Wednesday Discoveries. Don't remember. When was the last time we checked out a visual novel? So, today we are going to try out this one. This is the demo of Obscura, which seems very intriguing, so I am excited to discover what this is about. The game seems to have quite a few warnings. Well, it's just to be on the safe side. So it says dark or major subjects, religious themes, drugs and alcohol, human trafficking, violence, sexual themes. Okay, so it's well, it's not like my streams are meant for kids anyway, but yeah, just a reminder that this apparently has some what do you call it, dark themes and disturbing stuff going on, so keep that in mind. It seems that we can turn off the flashing visuals though, which is nice. And yeah, I think this shall be it. And we are going to start. Hello, Joe. Hello, Neo. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. What's your safe word? What? Safe word? Hello, Batman. Safe word? Pumpkin. Yeah, sure, whatever. Nani, what is a safe word? If you ever need or want to pause gameplay, you can press the safe word button in the top right corner. This pauses the game and takes you to the safe word menu. Aha! What? Okay. The XQ will also take you directly to the safe word menu during gameplay. Alright? That okay? The game is like, we have a safe word, and the moment you feel uncomfortable, push the button. Okay. Leaving the safe word menu will take you back to the game. The safe word button is hidden by default, but can always be seen by mousing over the top right corner of a window. Okay, right? It's okay, game. It's okay. I've lived a while. I've lived through quite a good amount of experiences. It's fine, but I appreciate you caring enough to give me a safe word, I guess. Hey, the game is like, okay. No, it's good. Better safe than sorry. Can be, okay. Please enjoy Obscura. And, yeah, I hope we will. No one goes into the mountain without a reason. Purpose of business? Buying. No one takes a pass into the mountain. Are you going to pay? Some funds, some work. Good luck with that. Everyone knows what it means when you go. No one says anything about it. Give me your bags. The guard looks through my things with perfect efficiency. Bored, they start asking me questions. We're going to be cold down there. Okay. We're gonna be a maze. Ah. I'm afraid of typing my name though. Well, it's... the game was very adamant about the safe word and all, so I'm sure it's not gonna be... It's not gonna be doki doki. It's gonna be disturbing, so I'm sure it will be fine. Hello and welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Nova. Good choice. Thank you. I had to think long and hard about that name. You have a mask, Ms. Nova? No one would sell me one. Not a problem here. If you're buying, we're selling. The gate guard waves to the masks hanging around the entrance, perhaps once worn by other visitors. The masks are an old custom, plausible deniability. We're all faceless strangers under the mountain. Pick a poison. The charcoal-colored one with worn lace and gold trim. Oh, that sounds really lovely. The cream-colored one with flowery details. No, the burgundy-colored one with swirling embossed patterns. Yeah, the charcoal with gold, with worn lace and gold trim. Yeah, I'll go with that. I take a mask off the wall and fit it to my face. It weighs on my head, but my mind feels lighter. I see my reflection in the mirror. The people under the mountain have beautiful taste. I hand the gate guard the money owed. Welcome to the marketplace. They step aside, allowing me passage into the tunnel and the side of a mountain. I begin my descent. At first, I have to wonder if I have been tricked in some way. The passage grows narrow, the air stale, and the path uneven. I am walking by the last feeble threads of light that reach this deep. But then, I see something, a shimmering pale blue glow from around the corner. I fight through the narrowing walls until I am able to turn the corner. The passage suddenly widens, then it opens. The music is a bit loud, isn't it? Yeah, let's lower the music a tiny bit. Like this. I step from the passage into a cavern, so massive I can hardly see the end of it. However, the art is very interesting, intriguing. The marketplace. There are several masked people who are seated or leaning against the walls around this little entryway, and now they are approaching me. Welcome, newcomer. A fresh face. Someone new could use a guide, couldn't they? Hucksters, or perhaps petty thieves, looking for an easy mark. Hucksters, okay. That is a word I'm not familiar with. Wait. That's an important thing. Checking new words. Person who sells small items door to door or from a stall. Or to bargain, to haggle. I see. Hello Danes, welcome, thanks for dropping by. My valuables are kept under my heavy robe, safe from pickpockets. I steal myself and march forward past the strangers. There is no logic to this place. A fishmonger selling dried and salted fish sits next to a bookseller with stacks of forbidden tomes. A fungus man and bird keeper are bickering. If they weren't obvious scams, I could have taken one of the offers for a guide and saved myself some time. At first, I glance at each stall in turn. Out here, nearest the entry tunnel, all of the stalls are selling simple amenities or cheap thrills. The sorts of things a departing traveler might want to have when they ascend. Not what I'm looking for. It's not here. Well, I suppose it wouldn't be. Asking one of the sellers, I get directions. Hello Kirisaki, welcome, thanks for dropping by. The rough walls of his cavern, shifting and trembling in unsteady candle and glowworm light, slowly turn smooth when natural walls turn to human carved. The ramshackle stalls turn to ramshackle buildings, to painted and varnished walls. The quality of goods on sale is improving as well. The cheap basics are behind me, Ahead are the rare, the luxurious, and the illicit. The real reason anyone comes here. Seeing a sign for an apothecary, an easily recognizable serpent coiling around a staff, asleep inside. Welcome. The shopkeeper is masked, of course, but that is not what grabs my attention. The din of hundreds of voices selling and buying and negotiating in the echoing caves is muffled, but not by much. That is because, while the apothecary has 4 walls, there is no roof over the store. Newcomer, huh? What? You must be a fresh arrival. And why would you say that? You're staring where the ceiling should be. Ah. I suppose in a city with no sun or rain, roofs are necessary. Only thing a roof keeps out in the marketplace is thieves. A common weather pattern here. Far too common. I make an effort to examine the apothecary's mask. English, I hate you. It's plain, plainer even than mine. Perhaps he's frugal, or perhaps he's poor by the standards of a marketplace. Well, you weren't driven in here by the weather. What do you need? I'm looking for lunar ichor. Is it ichor or ichor? Whatever, ichor. I resist the urge to explain my circumstances to the shopkeeper. No matter how meaningless or petty they seem, my secrets are one of the few resources I have in these depths. You have expensive tastes, or terrible luck. What I don't have is lunar ichor. Is that something you can remedy, apothecary? No. If money is a concern, I can make arrangements. It's not the money. I could never afford to stock that damnable ichor. Even if I could, I doubt I would be able to stomach it. The rumors are true then. That is unfortunate. Where does one go then to find that damnable liquor? Smuggler dens, the vaults of the lords of a market, or perhaps you could take a knife to the lunar god. Failing that, the auction house may provide. It's the largest house this side of the ruby walls. It even has a roof. The apothecary cannot see my smile, but I hope he can hear it. I thank you for your timely advice, sir. Save your thanks for the lunar god. It'll be a miracle if you get that ichor. I take my leave of the shop. The noise rises again from loud to deafening. There are tunnels and additional caverns in all directions, but I continue the way I was going. If the walls are getting smoother and the buildings more beautiful, then I am approaching the richest part of the market. It stands to reason that is where the auction house will be. Keeping my eyes up, it takes no time to find the auction house. The visual. It's a lot more novel than visual, though. Like the illustration hasn't changed, and I've been reading how many pages already. Keeping my eyes up, it takes no time to find the auction house. It is, as the apothecary said, the largest house this side of the ruby walls. There are long chains of glowworms draped over the promised ridged roof that dangle and sway as the air shifts in the cavern. The building itself is deep, garnet red, with gilded trim. Message received. You're very wealthy, whoever built this. The doors, covered in tiny engravings impossible to interpret in the dim lights, are wide open. Bright golden lamplight pours out into the street. People are freely milling in and out, and so I sleep inside. I am underdressed for the occasion, but neither of the guards standing at the doors moved to stop me. The sound of the outside suddenly dims, and I have to blink against the sudden brightness. I can hear my own muffled footsteps as I cross the plush carpet deeper into the auction house. Oi! Aren't you gonna give me a vague visual cue about being in an auction house? Like, okay, the art department is very minimalistic, I see. The whispered conversations through masks make a thin fog of sound compared to the din outside. Painting a word picture is cheaper than doing an actual one. Yeah, but like... I wouldn't call it a visual novel then. It's just a novel. The signs are in a language I do not recognize, but I can make some educated guesses. The ornate double doors, standing locked and guarded, must lead to the actual auction hall. There is a short uncarpeted wall with gleaming polished floors lined with several doors. After a second, I see a giggling pair exit one of the rooms and straighten their cloths. That explains that then. There is one door that is little more than a window on hinges, left open. I peer inside for a second, only to see an ordinary office. Come in. The stranger sitting behind the desk waves to me, and so I step inside. Pardon me, I didn't mean to intrude. You can intrude on the bookkeeper. I must always be available. You must be? How else could anyone check to ensure I am not meddling in the books? Does it really come to that? Well, I have no such concerns. A buyer, are you? Couldn't I simply be a browser? A browser, yeah. You really believe someone would come to the marketplace, to the auction house, just looking to see what they find? I suppose someone must have, in all of history. I would! Well, if that's the scale you're measuring by. You, however, are not here to browse. No, I'm not. You're right, I'm here to buy. Let's hope they're saving the art budget for the hunks. I really hope so. I was kind of eyeing this game, asking myself if I was gonna grab it. But if it's gonna be like this, yeah, no, thanks. I want to have my money's worth, and this does not look like it so far. Shall I show you the catalog for the next auction? I would appreciate it. The bookkeeper stands and hands me a sizable booklet. Do not damage it. Do not leave here with it. They open a drawer to the desk and hold up a knife. It's a little thing, but I have no doubt they could kill me with it. Then they sit again and resume their work. I flip through the book. There are objects of unimaginable value, works of art by artists even I know by name, an exquisite jeweled tiara fit for any princess, the deed to country manor on the surface. Then there are the wonders I could have never dreamt of. The bird wreathed in flames that never burns, the still beating bloodstone heart of some rock nymph, a potion of clear vision. The world needs a potion of clear vision. I flip a page and I'm met with a miserable exposed face of a young adult. Their posture is low and defeated, but they are beautiful. The text informs me that whatever is paid in the auction will be sent to their family within the mountain. Surely not. I flip the page again. There are no other people in the catalog, but one is enough to turn my stomach. Thank you, bookkeeper. Finished already? What I want is in there. And what is it that you want? I'll check the history, see when it was last sold. I bite my tongue for a moment. Lunar Acre. An unlucky one, aren't we? I couldn't say. If you would, bookkeeper. I shuffle through a notebook. I try to read the text, but it is nearly impossible to interpret their faint pencil scratchings. More bad luck to heap on your pile, I'm afraid. The last sale was 3 months back. It's unlikely we'll get another sale for months yet, unless someone new comes with a stock. It couldn't be easy, could it? And what was the final price for it? For a lot of 12. The number they tell me is stomach-dropping. I could not gather those funds in a lifetime. Even divided 12 ways, the price for a single vial is well beyond my means. My life savings weigh heavily in the coin purse under my robe. Dead weight, it seems. By your silence, I guess you don't have the money. Thank you for your time. I try to keep my voice neutral. When I leave the auction house, I momentarily lose my sight and hearing as I adjust again to the dim, echoing cavern. I don't notice the direction my feet are taking me. My hopes for a quick visit to the marketplace have been thoroughly dashed. Now, I have to determine what to do. I'll think better after some rest. I can afford to give up. No. We need to make a save. Yeah. I don't know if how tired we are though. Can't afford to give up. I cannot allow myself to give in to difficult circumstances. If I give up on getting the Lunar Acre, I might as well throw myself off a mountain. For now, I need a place to stay. So we can rest anyway. My feet ache from the climb up the mountain. That did not seem to be a very meaningful choice, eh? And my spirit is draining away in these cramped, noisy conditions. Yeah, that felt like a gacha choice. What? I stopped by a stall and asked directions for a decent inn, rest stop, public house, anything. And so, wait. And what? At the moment, I don't trust myself to make a sensible choice. Staying on guard here in the marketplace is exhausting, and my feet ache from climbing the mountain. I need some kind of rest before I have the energy to determine what to do next. Literally, it's a gacha choice. What? Why? What is this? What is this? Why? Is the tag choices matter? Is there a tag choices matter? No, there isn't. So choices don't matter? The heck? Nande? Literally the first choice is not a choice. No, are you for real? Are we for real right now? Are we no. Okay. Let's give it a bit more and we'll see. My God, like so far we've stayed on a fixed image for the last 30 minutes. And the first choice is not a choice. It's just a single, like a single paragraph, not even a paragraph. 2 or 3 sentences, not even a difference. Eh? Nande? Hmm? Hmm? I'm not sure I like this first impression. Like, it looked promising, but so far I'm like, okay. Following the directions through a short tunnel, I wander through a quieter district of a marketplace. The illusion of choice, like, boy. Like, we could argue that in any game, it's always just the illusion of choice, you know? Like, ultimately, just to a certain degree, it's always the illusion of choice. But you know, some games do sell the illusion well, while others not really. Not even a choose your own adventure book, just a normal one. Yeah, I guess it's not a no, it's not a choice matters kind of thing. Which I know there are visual novels that are like that. Like there's no actual choice. It's just a continuous story. But but the disappointment is stacking up. Oh, quiet is relative. The guest house is a challenge to find. Though I hesitate to call the ground down walking paths roads, there are rest houses lining them on either side. The Leaping Bear, the guest house recommended to me, is nothing remarkable. The building has a roof, but the building itself is mostly made of road. Fire hazard. The brass doorknob is smooth under my hand, polished by the thousands of guests who come and go. Oh, finally! A change of scenery! It's only been half an hour. Like, dude. And everyone is just hooded and very like, I mean, it gives it atmosphere, I guess, but so far it just gives me the impression it's kind of lazy. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. That's the impression it gives me. Inside, the atmosphere is boisterous, but on the scale of a handful of people singing a drinking song, the chaos outside is already muffled and distant. Why is it so highly rated? Well, I mean, on Steam, I feel like people tend to be a bit too lenient, in truth. There are a ton of games that are super highly rated when you really look at the reviews, people are mostly just like, eh. But yeah. It's because it's either you recommend or you don't, and people choose to be lenient and say, yeah, I recommend. Despite the fact that there are big but in the reviews. He doesn't look boisterous. Welcome. The woman who approaches has her face fully covered in a bear mask, but her neckline is untied and exposed. I wonder who she works for. Hello, I was told this is a good establishment to stay the night. You were told right. Except the part about night. Here there's no real difference between night and day. Plenty of folks are up all hours of the day, as you do, just sleeping when they are tired and forgetting the sun ever existed. I see. The bear-masked woman has me sign into a guest book and pay for the night. You have the room for 24 hours. If you're staying longer, I expect you here to pay for more time. If you don't, you might find all your things at a moonshrine. I'll remember, thank you. And you'll be needing these. She hands me a dull metal medallion on a leather string and a key. Dear Rufus, I don't know, over there. She gestures to a mountain of a man, also in a bear mask, standing by a door. Makes sure only guests go to the rooms. That medallion proves you're a guest. Don't lose it. Or else I find my things at a moon shrine. Pick things up quickly, you do. Seems like an important skill to have here. Quite right. Woo! She gets back to her business, so I approach the mountain of a man guarding the door to the rooms. Hello, Rufus. I hold up the medallion and wait. I'm not about to rush a man with a bat, especially one as blood-stained as his is. Then he nods, and I am granted passage. He watches me go to my assigned room. I suppose it's a good measure to prevent theft, but then so is a blood-stained bat. Oh! It changed! It changed faster this time. Sleep doesn't come easily at first. How can I risk sleeping in the marketplace? But it does come for me. In the metaphorical cold light of morning, I see the sense in my choice last night. There was no choice! I cannot leave the marketplace without lunar ichor. Thus, staying is my only real choice. I'm able to order something like breakfast from the Leaping Bear's kitchen, and then sit deep in thought, staring at a bowl of porridge. Eating in this mask is a bit of a bother. I have to navigate the spoon around the mask. There's clasps, you know. I start at the sudden appearance of a proprietress. What? Feel along the side of a mask. There should be pins or clasps holding the bottom part. I do as she said and find little clasps holding the two parts of my mask together. Well, I feel like a proper fool. It already feels strange having my mouth exposed, like a funny kind of nudity. Newcomers are all a bit foolish. That's part of their charm. Thank you, I think. Just keep your wits about you. You'll live. You make it sound so dire. Well, you're here, aren't you? You're not wrong. No one comes here without a good reason, I should think. What's yours? A personal matter. Buying or selling? That's all there is down here, after all. Buying. Something I might not be able to afford, it turns out. That will narrow things down too much for her. Well, depends how you try to buy things, doesn't it? Money will get you anywhere if you have enough of it, but there's other roads out there. Is that something you'd know a lot about? I couldn't say. I only know what stories the guests bring in. She says it flippantly enough that there must be a story there, but I resist the urge to dig. Then I suppose my next job is to find what paths I can use. Thank you. Hello, Minja. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, not a problem. The masks trouble everyone at first. You just ask for Bruna if you have any more problems. I'll be happy to help. Woo! She zips through the screen. She sweeps away to handle another matter, and I'm left with far more productive thoughts. Money won't get me lunar ichor, but something else might. Influence, friendship, violence. Violence is nice. Guile. My body, if it comes down to it. Anything. There's a lot to think about. Am I going to stay in a guest house for weeks or months? What possible ways are there to get lunar ichor? I start with one foot in front of the other. Over the next several days, now we're back here. Over the next several days, I get to learn the layout of a marketplace. It's an ever-shifting rat's nest of stalls and passages and unmanaged pathways, but there are some fixed landmarks. I can navigate somewhat comfortably by those landmarks when they are visible. One evening, based on my own internal clock, the proprietress of a Living Bear hints over a meal that as long as I am well behaved, she would be willing to extend more generous long-term rates to me. I wasn't planning to misbehave, even less so with Rufus keeping an eye on me, and so that settles the matter of lodging for the moment. As for the lunar acre, I am at a loss. It is rare, absurdly rare, and based on the reactions of those I speak to about it, some aspect of it is very taboo. Likely the condition it treats. I'm wandering one of the quieter passages, clearly natural by how uneven the ground is. It's mostly homes, built on whatever smooth path of stone the builder could find. But there is one that towers over the rest, a tall church with heavy oaken doors. Where normally I would expect to see a golden 10-point solar sigil, instead there is a more simplistic crescent-shaped one, the lunar sigil. I suppose the solar god isn't much help down here. I have seen the eerie blue-green light of glowworms and the smoky gold of lanterns, but I have not seen the sun since I started my descent. Churches dedicated to the lunar god exist outside the mountain, but not in any significant numbers. The lunar god, lunar acre. Can't hurt to ask, could it? Change of scenery? No. For whatever reason, he kind of, froze. I'm not sure I believe that the lunar god must bleed for there to be lunar acre. Why? But there's no harm in checking. Okay. Hey, stop! I halt in my path, instinctively, although after a moment, I can see no one was speaking to me. Instead, there is a raucous crowd gathering just down the tunnel, shouting and tussling. Yeah, the sound effect played earlier. Well, maybe not. A few people in utilitarian masks and what look like uniforms are trying to push their way through. Looks like trouble. Well, we wanted to go to the church, so I guess we're gonna go. I don't know if it's gonna be safety, but yeah, run to the church. In my haste to escape the ruckus outside, I scramble towards the entrance. Then, once I is certain that they aren't locked, finally a change of scenery. I slip through the imposing, massive oak doors. This really looks like we don't have any budget, so just, the off-screen technique. The carvings in the wood press into my palms, a surprisingly comforting, grounding sensation. Then, once the doors close, the change in atmosphere hits me. Oh! It's even moving a bit. First is the smell. Candle smoke, heavy incense, and cold, crumbling stone. Then comes the solemn silence, the kind that reminds you of your place within these holy walls and the oppressively tall ceiling. I'm finally alone, even for just a little while. I take that moment to release the breath I was holding and take in my surroundings. This is where the inhabitants of the underground come to worship the lunar god. It's also a reminder that I still haven't found any adequate leads for the Iker. When I take a couple of steps down the carpeted path between the aisles, I suddenly make out a figure, behind the altar. They're wearing long robes. A priest, maybe. Excuse me? I call out, taking care to not raise my voice too loud. The person shuffles around, and I see they're masked too. Although this comes as no surprise, it's an unfortunate realization. Even those in service of a lunar god aren't safe from the marketplace. Hello! Ah, that must be one hunk. As they approach, I notice the distinct glimmer of a golden brooch nestled between the folds of their cloths, proof of their holy devotion. Ah, so it's a priest, okay. Their entire appearance is refined and almost ethereal. A rich, silken voice. It takes me off guard. Just from a okay. Imagine it's a rich, silken voice, okay? Do my ears deceive me, or has another fight broken out? The priest stops a few meters from me, and from here, I notice that their mask doesn't cover their mouth, which is set into a thin, disapproving line. You're right. It's quite the scene outside. Okay, wait. That turned kind of weird. You're right. It's quite the scene outside. I pause. I was still imagining the rich silken voice. I was hoping I could lay low here for a while. I'm not one for brawls. My star, the church will always be a place of safety for those who need it. Please, stay as long as you like. I always thought that all lunar priests called believers their stars, but it still makes me smile. Well, thank you, Father. A twitch of her lips. Cyrus, you need not call me by those stuffy titles. A man's name, I had a feeling. From the voice? I thought it's his real one, as is the case with most people in the marketplace, but even a fake name speaks volumes about someone's personality. Would you like to light a candle while you're here? Huh? Sure. Why not? I follow him towards the back of a church, past the initial altar, and stop in front of a statue. It towers over us, surrounded by row after row of marine blue candles, and the sight takes my breath away. A sea of light. I don't believe I've seen you around these parts before. Small talk. I light a match and watch the flame flicker softly as I bring it to the wick. The only rational thing to do is to answer with vague pleasantries to make sure I don't divulge important information. I'm far from being well-traveled. Think I might see the appeal now, though. Is that so? Despite not being able to see his eyes through his mask, I feel them on me. How is he even seen? By the way, eh? Wait, how does this work? There are no eye holes. Cyrus makes no effort to follow up on his last comment, and the two of us fall into silence. You're a bit of an unusual priest, aren't you? Well, he will have to be. I guess it's the appeal of the forbidden, but it still has to be kind of acceptable. His lips twitch again, forming into a polite smile. Would you care to elaborate? I like to keep my secrets. What? What are we even talking about right now? We're standing closer now, shoulders only slightly apart, as we watch the new flames sway in unison with the rest. There's such a strange comfort to it all. I could linger here for hours, soaking up the atmosphere. I'm curious about what it's like. Being a priest, I mean. Demanding answers of me while not offering up your own. Behind my mask, I suppress a smile at his light prodding. Can't argue with that. Well, I understand your caution. The marketplace is by no means a safe environment. But if it's of any comfort, my star, I am bound to the lunar scriptures. It's my job to ensure the visitors here feel safe and cared for. I'm imagining a voice saying that. Wait. I need to eat something real quick. I'm gonna need energy for this, I'm sure. Even the music is like, hi, I'm dangerously sexy or something. I don't know. I'm trying to sip the water so I won't be needing to like make five bathroom breaks today, but yeah. It's a bit hard. Yeah, the muff is fine enough. No news is good news. If I I wasn't gonna keep complaining about it, okay? If I don't complain, it means I'm fine. The words roll off his tongue with practiced ease. I like the way he calls me his star. No, I don't. No, I don't. He sounds sleazy. I don't trust him in the slightest. I pick at my nails in slight discomfort, thankfully hidden from view under my long sleeves. He doesn't seem all that bad at first glance, but I don't appreciate the pushiness I feel from him. It's disconcerting. Is the riot outside? Has the riot outside calmed down? That's the important part. Wait. No, but we were supposed to find information about the lunar acre. Find information first and then we leave. We'll bolt. It'll pass, I guess. Maybe I'm just on high alert. The marketplace hasn't given me much of a break. I want to trust my gut feeling, but the truth is that I'm tired, demotivated, and a little hungry. So the gut cannot be trusted. Oh no! No, you have to trust your gut. No, you have to you have to trust your gut. No. Load. Why is it? Hmm? Load. Here. I get... Oh, but we didn't get any information. We were supposed to find information here. Oh, no, but I don't agree with... Oh, I can't trust the gut. No, trust your gut. If anything, trust your gut. I need to leave. I can't describe why, but I don't really want to stay here anymore. I'd feel much better going back out there and picking the trail back up where I left off. There's a whole lot of unexplored areas that are beckoning me. I simply nod at Cyrus, thank him for his time, and turn to leave the church. Before I make it through the doors, he calls out to me. I never got your name. I smile and decide to, in fact, not give him my name at all. The smell of incense is still stuck to the back of my throat, even as I leave the church. The ruckus that had sent me inside in the first place has dissolved, so I feel confident in my ability to wander in relative safety, at least. He looks like a Pokemon trainer that only has snakes. I follow a moment's impulse and fluff out my cloak, trying to shake off a sweet smoky scent from the church. Cool air rushes in and wakes up my body. Well, at least the ruckus here died down. It doesn't do much for the smell, but I do feel slightly refreshed. Let's keep exploring. There are passages I have yet to go through, and I'm certain that the marketplace has yet more wonders to reveal. I don't think for a second that I'll find Lunar Acre, but there's no harm in knowing the extents of a marketplace. That said, I don't think I'm going to find much here. The businesses here serve much more basic purposes. Tailors and cobblers, and half a dozen stalls selling basic masks. My own, though hardly the most ornate, is probably out of place here still. On nothing more than a whim, I turn and look down a narrow alleyway between a home and some kind of food service. I can see two people hurrying down the alleyway. After a second, I see them duck behind a stack of wooden crates. They don't emerge again. This is probably a bad idea. I walk down the alley slowly. Why are you doing it then? What? I walk down the alley slowly, waiting for someone to burst out and tell me I'm in the wrong place. No one does. I listen carefully but hear nothing. Your curiosity is going to get you in trouble, Nova. I shouldn't have called this character Nova. I wouldn't do that. This is a stupid Nova. Leaning forward as little as possible, I peer around the crates. Hey! Ugh. Nothing. For some reason, I feel relieved. This is silly. I should get out of here. And then I see it, behind a heap of shattered wood that used to be a crate. There's a narrow tunnel. The walls here are full of tunnels and passages, many of which are dead ends. I've seen tunnels leaving caverns from impossible positions, many meters above what anyone could reach. This is probably one of those. And then again, they had to have gone in here, right? Wait, what am I doing? I'm following strangers for no good reason, in a wildly dangerous environment. This is exactly the kind of thing I shouldn't be doing. Yeah? But I don't move away. The heck? What am I doing? Oi! It's not because you are calling it out as being stupid that it makes it okay, you know? What is this? I'm desperately curious to see what's through that tunnel. And it's not like I expect to leave the marketplace alive anyways. What is this character doing? What are you doing, MC? I shouldn't have called. I shouldn't have called him Nova. Ah, this is gonna leave a bad taste on my mouth, isn't it? My God, what is this? Dainzo, are you did you why are you all turning into N? Why are you making bad jokes? I already have Brova, and then there's N, and not even Dainzo is making those kind of jokes. What is this? Why not? Don't try to justify stupidity, please. Oh. Look, keep saying it's stupid, it's stupid, it's stupid, but we're gonna do it because plot. It's a stupid risk, but my mood is nothing but fatalism and potent curiosity. Might as well. I climb over the shattered crate and drop to my hands and knees, crawling through the tunnel. I'm really not liking most of this so far. This is the first time a visual novel I'm trying on stream is like... I don't have a fear of tight spaces, thank goodness, in a place like this, but this tunnel is narrow enough to still unsettle me. For a short time I'm in complete darkness. It is, however, blessedly short. After a minute I am at the end of a tunnel. It opens up into some kind of antechamber that leads into a much larger cavern, and we are not gonna have anything that illustrates that, are we? Oh! A change of scenery! And here, in the antechamber, there are two more people, pressed tightly together, kissing vigorously. Of course. Well, for a moment I'm stuck. I can't move forward lest I get caught by what appear to be love-struck teenagers, but moving backward is going to be a challenge. My moment's hesitation gets me in trouble anyways. One of the teenagers breaks away for a second, their loose fabric mask falling back over their face. Then they yelp and point. Shit. I appreciate there's a demo, because I could have bought this and be like, what the fuck is this? I try backing up, but it's hard to maneuver in the tight space. The other teenager, also wearing fabric for a mask, dives towards me. I scuttle backwards, they scramble forwards. Then they catch my wrist in their grasp and wrench hard on it. Pisa, help! The teenager tries to get up to get some leverage against me. I spread my legs wide until my knees are braced against the sides of a tunnel. I won't be pulled up without a fight. The other teen, Pisa, I suppose, stumbles toward us, then wraps their arms around the one who's got a hold on me. Isn't Pisa the past tense of the verb to be in French? Guys, it's been an hour and I've this is not grabbing me. Surely try another one. You're only familiar with the Leaning Tower? Yeah, La Tour de Pise. Yeah, no, this is not doing it. This is not doing it. This is not doing it. I'm sorry. Let's try another one. Hey, this is well, yeah. That's that. Let's try another one. I grabbed quite a few visual novel demos, so we can try. We can try. But I guess, yeah, well, apparently it's in early access. Well, all the best to them, but I'm sorry, but it's not doing it for me, but well, all the best to them, I guess. Well, let us try another one. Please, this time be be somewhat interesting. Be somewhat what do you call it? Somewhat entertaining. I don't know. Ah la la. Yeah, it was very dry. It was very dry. Yeah, let me see, because I grabbed quite a few visual novel demos. So we got let's see. There's quite a few here. Yeah, well, we don't need to like go through all of them now, of course. It's just more for next time. But ooh, yeah. Okay, let's try this one out. It is titled Keyframes. Hopefully the game it's gonna run. Yeah, no, but I mean it's a visual novel. Surely it will run fine and not kill the stream, right? Visual novels used to be the safe bet for a what do you call it? For a good good Wednesday for a good Wednesday discovery, but yeah. Would you like to play with motion transition? Not recommended if you have motion sickness. Yeah, no. We don't want I don't wanna trigger my motion sickness. Okay, so what is this? Here. Up here? Okay. Keyframes is the title. When I grab these, I don't really like. I just do a cursory glimpse at them, really. Because yeah, my idea is we're gonna really discover the thing. Okay, a very different vibe. A very different vibe. Let us start. Time to take a quiz, a personality quiz, and no, you're not allowed to skip this. Lovely. Well, personality quiz are fun anyway. We're giving you a series of statements for you to answer truthfully or not. We're not the boss of you. So, let's start. First question. Are you the type of person who cries at movies? No. You're fighting with a friend, but it's gone on long enough. What do? Apologize first, even if you don't think you were wrong. Nothing. More confrontation is too much. Extend an invitation but don't acknowledge the argument. Wait until we apologize. You were right. I mean, if a friendship is gonna die because of a fight, maybe it was not worth it. Nothing. You're planning a vacation with your friends. What's the itinerary? Anything weird that's in visiting distance is the first on the list. The point of vacation is to relax. You'll be enjoying the more scenic things. Every museum or landmark in sight, there's a lot of history and culture to learn about. Non-stop adventures and new things that you've never done before. Relax. There's a fork on this hiking trail in front of you. Which way do you take? The more forested, less traveled one, it must be more interesting. The open, well-traveled path, it's probably taken a lot for a good reason. A hike, you wouldn't catch me out there if my life depended on it. My inclination would be to go for the more forested, less traveled one. However, chances are we are gonna get lost. It might be dangerous. I've seen that movie, The Descent. Have you seen that one? Yeah, although I'm good at finding my way back. Like if it's the where everyone goes, I'm not interested in that. The more forested, less traveled one, I guess. Granted, it does not look dangerous or too eerie or stuff like that. Like just a normal. Like for example, if I was going on a hike here in my country, yeah, I'd be like, whoa, we'll be fine. We'll find our way back, surely. No, but usually you did yeah. Do you have to read the directions first or guess as you go? What? I don't understand. Do you have to read the directions first or guess as you go? Eh? For what? In what context? In what context? Do you have a good memory? That depends. My memory is very selective. It only remembers what it categorizes as something that is worthwhile to remember, which is not a lot. Very few things are worth remembering. I mean, guessing as you go is a good, like, I'll have to guess at some point probably, but no, if I need to go somewhere, it depends. If I'm just there like for an adventure and it's whatever, I'll arrive at the destination sooner along or later. It's whatever. But in general, I guess that's what the directions are for. I don't understand this. I don't understand this question. I don't understand the context. Like, I don't understand why it's even asked. Your friends spring sudden plans on you. What do you do? Depends on the plans. Depends on the friends. Like, for example, if it was a very dear friend that I haven't seen for a long while, sure, I'll go with. Otherwise, it's like, no, that's rude. Minimum of politeness, please. Maybe I had something planned. Decline nicely. It's asking, are you a destination person or a journey person? Ah! Well, I'm a journey person, I think. But I most that question did not work for me like that. You forgot to write your paper, and it's due tomorrow morning. I wouldn't forget to write my paper. I wouldn't have forgotten to write my paper to begin with. Where is that option? Eh? Well, email the teacher and ask for an extension, I guess. You got invited to a party. Oh, God. Problem is you don't really know anyone there. A party? How convenient. I've suddenly come down with a cold. Be honest, are you the type of person that likes taking risks? Yes. Calculating results. You're Winter. These personalities are often characterized as the coolest people around, never the type to be ruffled or influenced. Ha! Winters are calm but straightforward observers. Though they might be quiet, don't mistake that for passivity. They're observing and won't hesitate to call people out, even at the risk of hurt feelings. Ha! Yeah, that's actually me! Huh, interesting. As a winter type, some of your actions and responses are already predetermined, but don't worry, you will still be able to influence your character throughout the game based on the choices you make. Now, let's double check some info. Okay. Department of Humanities. Name. Are we gonna try to name them Nova? Well, it was literally a Nova personality test, so I'm guessing it's first name, family name, right? It's given name, family name. It's the Western style of naming. How are we gonna call Nova though? Nova does not have a family name. Nova no name. Steve. Nova. Novas. Does Novas mean anything? Whatever. Choose your pronoun. At some point in this game, members of a cast may behave differently depending on factors related to your orientation and presentation. Please select all that applies in respect to how you'd prefer your character to be perceived. Feminine. Characters who are shy around women might be shy around my character. Masculine. Characters who are shy around men might be shy around my character. I prefer my character to not be perceived based on either options. I see. Well, you know what? Nova never really liked the like, Nova is a girl, but it's kind of been a pain in my ass all my life. Because I grew up with boys, and there was always this distinction. No, we don't play with you because you're a girl. Like, who the fuck cares? Why do you care? Like, why do you care? Ah, it does not matter. Like, most of my friends don't see me as anything. Yeah, so let's go with that. Choose a font you want your MC to use. Oh. We want the BBQ. What kind of... something that will be easily readable. This one. Let's go with this. During some action-packed occasions... Wow, the set it up is really long. Well, you know what? This is more engaging than... than the first hour of the previous one. During some action-packed occasions, Keyframes implements quick time events? Huh? In a visual novel? There are cuties in my visual novel. To help direct the narrative, test each mode and choose what is comfortable for you. Yeah, there are meaningful choices in this one already, right? You can change this at any point during the playthrough in the settings. Use the arrow to change how many keys to test. Test QTE. Huh? What? Ah, so it has to be... Are we really having cuties? It's gonna take forever, isn't it? Ah. Whatever. Are you done customizing? Yes, I am ready. Your phone rested you from your dreams. Okay, let's redo. Your phone rested you from your dream, and you woke to the scratch of your sheets and the whir of the AC unit. Much as you wanted to ignore it, you slithered a hand out of the blankets and grabbed your phone. That wasn't any point in delaying the inevitable. Cam was here, lol. You were too tired to talk, so you just muted the call. Melting back into the mattress, you readjusted the covers, intent on returning to the dream world, when your phone rattled and shook with a new call. Sighing, you squeezed the power button to silence it once more. It rang again and again, and after a few more volleys of rejected calls, you picked up with a pout. I was really hoping that you would take a hint.
Right back at ya.
Ooh.
I wouldn't call if it wasn't important, you know?
Oh, there's voice acting. What do you want, Cameron?
Glad you asked. The time, please.
We're only interested... Huh? Ah, we're only interested in dating cuties. Okay, that one wasn't bad. That one wasn't bad. You opened your bleary eyes. In the wash of warm light filtering through the curtains, you recognized the late morning hour stretching across the floor. It had to be well into the day now, and you squinted at your phone for confirmation. 12 p.m. Ah, typical time for me to wake up. It's 12. Happy?
Yes, but I'll be happier if you get your lazy ass out of bed.
That's a lot to ask of me right now.
Well, I tried.
Dude, you're too nice. Let me. Hey, you gotta wake up. You'd better not have forgotten.
Forgotten what?
Today's Raina's barbecue party, remember? Cam and I finished buying the snacks and stuff. We're also like 15 minutes from campus.
I'm hungry. They're talking about a barbecue.
So, if you still want to ride, you should get up. Like, right now.
I want... I want to eat barbecue. Shit.
And there's the reaction we're looking for.
Thank God. It finally sunk in.
I'll be there.
You'd better. Oh, it is so satisfying to get one over on you.
Yeah, see you guys when I see you. The call dropped and you sprang into action, sprinting across the sun-warmed floor to get ready. Oh, it has cute art. You stepped out of your apartment building, bracing for a blast of heat. As the semester was drawing toward its close, temperatures had risen in a way that left you lingering in the chilled indoors. But thankfully, today was a perfect spring day, one of the last ones you'd get before summer crept in. There was just one thing in your way. Or, well, many things. Many people. At this time of day, Rinmei University was as lively as ever. Students moved in and out of lecture halls, and they were clustered everywhere with their eyes on their books, their friends, or their phones. If you hadn't been so hell-bent on finishing your assignments for the week last night, you would have been awake in time for a peaceful morning, and you'd be able to simply walk alongside the crowds, calm as anything. However, I guess you wanted to be prepared and that meant keeping up with whatever your professors gave you. I mean, this would be the ideal answer, but I think a Nova that is in second year of university would just be like all your work from the last weeks had piled up right until the last minute. You played it fast and loose with rolling deadlines, but alas, the semester was steadily drawing to a close. With finals around the corner, you had to haul ass to get your assignments in. And thus, here you are. Here you were. You set your mouth in a grim line and forged onward. By some minor miracle, the crowd didn't actually impede you that much. You weren't really expecting this kind of treatment, but halfway through your jog, you realized that most of the students in your way were moving of their own accord. If you had the time, you might have stopped to wonder why, but you didn't, and so you kept your eyes forward and your feet moving.
Oh shit.
Hello! Well, your luck had to run out at some point. You dodged the front of a black and pink electric scooter as the student atop it braked, their foot planting on the ground for extra friction. They were already opening their mouth to apologize.
You good? Sorry, that's my bad. I didn't see you there.
Oh, the art is really cute. It's alright, there was no harm done. So, please excuse me.
Sure. Yeah.
Seems like a... what was I gonna say? What's the... They say wearing bright colors like that means you're... It reflects your mind. Or at least, you try for it to. This brief interaction should have concluded then. However, as you took a step to the right, they pushed off slightly, the scooter inching forward and back into your way.
Oh, that's...
And unconcerned by this coincidence, you smoothly shifted to the left, only to be blocked a second time as they tried to turn. Oi, dude, get a hint! And then, when you stepped diagonally backward, they inched forward, mirroring you perfectly. You flicked your eyes up, honing in on the surprised arch of their brows. Do you mind?
I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. I think we're just... connecting.
That is the lamest excuse I could ever hear. Sure, now, if you let me...
No, I'm serious. Let's test this. What number am I thinking of?
Seriously? Je vais te soulever. I'm gonna... Huh? You see this? You see this fist? This is a waste of your time and you didn't care to spend any more of it here. No, I'm serious. I don't have time for this. Go ask someone else who does. Clicking your tongue, you immediately withdrew to the side and stepped past the stranger before they could block you again.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't...
Could you... get out of the way! Save it, I'm leaving. With icy indifference, you left without taking a second look back. Whatever their excuses were, you weren't interested in someone who couldn't take a hint. Never mind a hint that couldn't be any clearer than you made it. Honestly, you made a point of stepping up the sidewalk as you got away. The spring breeze did little to smooth your ruffled mood, and distance only made you look back on the unfortunate encounter with increasing disdain. Of all the absurd ways to get delayed. Ugh. With no other choice but to rush, you got free of the crowds and broke into a jog, cutting across the grass until you reached the parking lot. You slowed to walk off a light stitch in your chest, slipping by a group of students going in the opposite direction. Man, whoever that was over there, they are really passionate about that song. Tell me about it. As you headed between the rows of parked cars, an electric beat filled the air. The source, a van, with the front windows rolled down as its occupants rocked out to a song from a decade ago. I have no idea what that song is, or whatever. They're singing. Badly, I presume. Cameron sat in the driver's seat, two-toned hair flying wildly as they banged out a beat on the car door. They were one of your best friends, as well as a year above you in the same major. More importantly, they were a self-professed champion of car karaoke. When it came to immersing oneself in song, passion was the name of the game, and for Cam, that meant there was no need to worry about hitting the right notes. See? I knew it! I knew it! But, you know, you can do whatever, but you shouldn't be a nuisance to other people. This is just auditive pollution at this point. The art is kinda sketchy. Literally, it's just a sketch with colored sketch. The colors aren't aligning. Yeah, the colors aren't aligning. What happened? Hey! The speakers went abruptly quiet, right as they reached a high note. With a devastated gasp, Cam jerked around to face the passenger seat, where your roommate Pigeon laughed with delicate glee. Deja? Is that a name? Okay. Deja? Deja means already in French. Was the third member of your unforgettable trio. An incorrigible tease, always looking for an opportunity to poke fun. She'd obviously been waiting for the right moment to turn the volume down. You guys are being a public disturbance. You cupped a hand by your mouth and called it dryly, raising an eyebrow as they both leaned to wave at you. Eh? No, I don't care. Ah, and look who finally showed up. You're cutting it close, Novus. Novus! Something. One more minute and we would have left you. You're having deja vu? Aww, give her a break. I'm sure it sucked getting woken up so early in the morning. I flipped them the bird while I woke up. Oh, so she is awake. And she's all cranky. Aww. I'm here, aren't I? Lay off already. Anyway, get in, loser. Oh, Nova, hold up. Back up a little. You stopped with a puzzled blink, then did as you were told. While you took a few steps backward, the side door to the car popped free and slid open. Alright, now dive in. Huh? Dive in. Come on, it'll be funny. Deja popped her head out from behind Cameron's. Their brazen suggestion hadn't triggered any alarm, merely a listless smile coupled with a roll of her eyes. Don't listen to them, Nova. Remember your middle school training. Peer pressure isn't cool. I'm not pressuring her. She can do whatever she wants. So Cameron said, but you didn't miss how their muted lilac eyes flicked to the side, clearly wanting you to indulge them. They were always a bit on the reckless side when it was just the three of you. If there was a chance to goof off, they'd take it, and if you weren't careful, you'd get swept along for the ride. No theatrics. How nice of you to join us, Nova. I try not to disappoint. What about me? What about my disappointment? Well, I can stand to disappoint you sometimes. What? What the hell? I'm kidding. But we really will be late if we don't hurry up. Fine. Honestly, this kind of tomfoolery was pretty common when it was just the three of you. Playing the straight man to Cam's jokes was practically habit, thanks to all the time you'd spent together until now. Granted, this was the first time they'd asked you to pull this particular stunt. You had the slightest feeling they'd issue the same challenge before too long, just to see if it could goad you into it another time. Camcorder to Ice Queen. I repeat, camcorder to Ice Queen. The package was received safely. Now awaiting your orders. Over. We proceed as planned. Onwards to Reina. You all clicked your seatbelts in. Oh, nice! The kids are clicking their seatbelts in. And Cameron shifted the car into reverse. Twisted in her seat, they gave a quick peppy salute before settling one hand on the back of Deja's headrest. Those names are gonna make me... They maneuvered out of their parking spot with a practiced turn of the wheel, looking backward all the while. It was inevitable you'd make eye contact, and when you did, they winked. I know, I'm the coolest, aren't I? On most people, this kind of ego-boosting question would come off as arrogant. On Cameron, it came off as an intentional joke, a way to keep the energy light. I don't think that was needed. That's kind of like, yeah, I got that from the instruction earlier. That's stating the obvious. You and Deja had the rare privilege of seeing Cameron at their silliest, and they made sure you knew it. Anything to say to Cam? I have nothing to say though. I don't know why you keep doing that when you have a perfectly good backup camera. Whatever, let's go with that, I guess. Why is the camera can give you a view of a cam? They wriggled their eyebrows and you grimaced. As demonstrated, you also had the rare privilege of listening to Cam's worst attempts at flirtation. Dear God, get me out of this car now. Good luck with that. The gear shift clunked. Cam laid on the accelerator, and the frog faces printed on the steering wheel cover spun merrily. The car swung out into the road, and you were on your way. English, I hate you. You're making my tongue trip on itself all the time. A cool breeze fluttered through the front windows, and campus buildings rolled by in silhouettes of glass, stone, and brick. Rainmayer was an easy first pick for many students. While not overly prestigious, it was a beautiful school set near a cozy town, couched in hazy blue mountains and forests of deep green. The academics here were no joke either. It'd been competitive enough that she'd still felt more than lucky to be admitted into the preload track to boot. Mostly focused on your academics when choosing a place. Ringmayer was among the best in the country for political science majors, with a strong foundation for anyone looking to get into law school. Your professors were attentive and engaging, and more than a few were still judges or practicing lawyers. You already had a part-time job as an intern/clerk, and you dared to think that you were well along the right track, even as a second-year student. Cameron slowed for a speed bump, and you heard the rustle of nylon bags in the trunk. How did shopping go? Deja tipped her head back for a laugh, more of a sharp exhale, really. It was easy to miss these mini laughs of hers if you didn't know what to listen for. Should I tell her, or will you? Why? What did you do, Cam? Why do you assume it's me who did something? Remember, in the court of law, everyone is presumed innocent before you're not on trial. But if you would present to the court a picture of a certain pyramid of paper towels knocked all over the floor. We had a defective will, and the court wouldn't still write. Sounds like a weak defense to me. Nuh-uh, it's Professor Arlo's 101. The company is liable for the damages due to their faulty property, not me. Damages? It was all paper towels, wasn't it? And maybe a sign or two. Honestly, it's not like anything actually broke. The employees said it was fine, but Cam's convinced we can't ever go back to Dickinson's again. Well, if it's the closest store to campus... Buck up, Cam, it's the closest store to campus. Step 1, Dickinson. Step 2, buck up. What? Yeah, I don't get it. It's always in one ear and out the other for you. Cameron sniggered, and as they flicked the turn signal on, Deja tilted her head to look back at you. You kept a straight face, meeting her with a deadpan stare. The two of you were remarkably alike, and that made for some encounters that to others could look tense or uncomfortable. How was your morning, Nova? Cheeky as always, you declined to bristle, even as she simpered. Naturally, you hadn't been set up for success today. Your room had been a mess, you'd woken up late, you'd had to run across campus, and you'd gotten held up by that stranger. There was a lot to say about your morning from that alone, but did you want to tell your friends? Yeah, sure. Actually, you know what? You'd tell them it had been a ridiculous encounter and you wanted to hear their take on it, yeah. Well, I ran into someone on the way over. From where? No, I mean, like, I ran into someone. I didn't know them. You crashed, Ren? Almost. It could have been worse, but still. LMA. Oh, what? Do kids really say that? What happened? They braked their scooter right in front of me, and every time I tried to get around them, they'd move in the same direction as me. A classic stalemate. Like, on accident? That must have felt weird. They kept pestering me, insisting we had a connection or something. It got old fast. Oh, that sounds uncomfortable. Yeah, for sure. Should have been easy to brush them off. I'm more annoyed that they got on my nerves at all. You tell a guy that you've got to be somewhere and they're convinced that you have the time to piece away still. Like, take a hint, you know? Well, If I get a hold of him, I'll set him straight for you. You'll see. Thanks, Cam. Yep. Liam and Rockwell here will give him the old one too. Left arm, right arm. Yup. If nothing else, you were relieved that you could count on your friends to be in your corner when you needed them. It had been an altogether frustrating experience, but at least you'd never have to run into that person again on campus. Or, at least, not again today. In the intervening lull, you muled over that stranger one last time. It's normal to share an encounter like that. You told Deja and Cam practically everything. I mean, sharing practically everything with friends is not that good, though. You gotta have a bit of them, huh? But it's just silly little details, whatever. An annoying encounter such as that one warranted immediate sharing. You knew they'd have your back, and you'd gotten some vindication for your ruffled feelings too. Vishnova seems to take that thing very seriously. Like, okay, it happened. You shared it. They move on now. Well, thanks for picking me up anyway. Of course, we can miss out today. It's so much free shit. Hey, don't forget, we've got work to do first. We will. If I have a lot of Tupperware in the back, that is a coincidence, I assure you. Some of that Tupperware is mine, right? Even if it's not, you can borrow whatever. She popped a quick thumbs up, and Cameron gave you one too much. The rest of the ride was a tangle of light-hearted conversations. Deja and Cam were common fixtures in your life, but you rarely ran out of things to talk about. It was never silent, at least. Deja had the aux, and she'd put one of her playlists on as soon as you'd left campus. Gradually, the trees on either side of a road thinned, and the car entered a classy residential area with quaint homes separated by large lawns and extensive driveways. We're not gonna show that though. Is this the one? Yup. Just pull in behind that car. Cameron pulled over, fitting the van into an empty spot. From the number of other vehicles around already here, you were probably among the last of the helpers to arrive. Hopefully, Reina wouldn't mind. Peering out the window again, you were struck by the suburban mood that blanketed the entire area. Man, who's getting housing out here? This is way fancier than what's on campus. Huh? Oh nah, this isn't for students. But Reina lives here. She sure does. Deja flicked her wrist impassively, speaking with the bluntness of someone who'd seen this view one too many times. It's a legit neighborhood. Some of our professors live here, the tenured ones. Cam, I'm pretty sure your first year seminar professor is her neighbor. No! Mrs. Gregory? Yep. Apparently she swings by with muffins. Man, we didn't call her a G for nothing. I love you, Mrs. G. Huh? What does being a G mean? Cameron hollowed after sticking their head through the window, fist thumping on their chest to express their admiration. Deja snorted. I don't know if this is just too... What? I don't know. Is it American? Or too... What generation is this supposed to be? And that's why I'm kind of not really getting everything that's happening. whatever that Cameron is saying. So close. It's the one on the other side. Oh, well, whoever lives on this side, I also love them. Anyway, let's get going. Wait 1 second. The locks clicked shut, and the window on Deja's side whirred as she rolled it back up. Well, this isn't terrifying at all. I just needed a minute of your time, and I'll let you guys go, okay? I said this was a party that Raina was hosting, right? And I was co-hosting. Yup, I remember, since it was so weird hearing that. Well, weird how? You don't really do parties, D. Ah, so it's Deja? Not unless it's our birthdays or something. I'm just gonna keep calling her Deja. And we're here early to help set up. That means it's an SGB party. What is SGB? Dude, this Cameron person is talking in a language I cannot understand. What the heck is SGB? We were not supposed to learn of slang for now. The Gen Z slang or whatever it's called. Sovereign Gold Bond? Is that it? Abbreviated as SGB, is a government security issued by the Reserve Bank of India on behalf of the government of India. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's it? Or is it? Is that what it means? Case closed, Detective Novus. Case closed indeed. Excellent work, Detective Molinares. Deja pouted a little, and the two of you turned away to giggle. Your roommate was vice president of the student government board, which organized... Ah, student government board. Well, there was government in there, apparently. No, gold, whatever. Which organized events and initiatives all over campus. It hadn't exactly been rocket science to guess the real nature of today's party. It was even easier when one considered that Reina was SGB president, though that did bring up one inconsistency. If it's SG business, why not put that in a name? Why is it just a barbecue today? Because it's a test run. We'd like to run this on a bigger scale next year, so we're running a smaller trial first. That's why it's at Raina's place. The other SG people know, and now you do too. But none of the other guests really do. Okay. Is that it? Nope. There's something bigger. She held one hand out to each of you, palm up. Kids and their dang acronyms. Why is there a need for physical contact right now? Didn't really like being touched by other people, even amongst friends. I guess you make an exception for your close friends. Ew, no. Humor me just one time. Ow! Cameron's hand landed on Deja's with a loud smack, and while your roommate flinched, you dropped your hand lightly into her waiting palm. Well, if I must. While you were at it, you and Cam linked your free hands as well, completing the triangle and leaning in to listen. Why was there a need for that? Is that There was a pause as Deja's gaze glided from you to Cameron and back. Why was there a need to hold hands? Eh? Are you trying to summon something? The anticipation built as she gathered her words. The barbecue has a game at the end. A scavenger hunt. I am asking the both of you from the depths of my heart to take it seriously. Let's not comment and patiently wait for her next words, I guess. Your roommate closed her eyes and briefly tightened her grip on the both of you. When she opened them again, there was a flash of greed in them. Oh. The scavenger hunt, my friends, has a prize of $500. Ooh! Oh, no. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah, Nova would welcome that kind of money. Ooh. Suddenly the car was deathly silent. That's the kind of money that makes me go, ooh! Really? Okay. Let me repeat that. $500 fucking dollars. It's a big deal too, man. Oh. Cameron's tongue darted out to swipe at their dry lips. Deja, if you're screwing with us, I'm dead ass. This is real. We, along with the rest of the guests, are playing for keeps, and there is, I shade you not, a fat stack of cash waiting in Raina's room as we speak. If there is ever a moment to take my words at face value, it is now, okay? I'm not kidding. That cemented it for Cameron. Holy shit! The car rocked on its axles as they leapt up on their seat, thumping their hands wildly on the steering wheel as they screamed. Even Deja joined in on the chaos, her heels driving into the carpet of Cameron's car in a series of gleeful thumps. The jewelry adorning her body jingled with a movement as she too began yelling. Oh! $500? Yeah, no, you join in to celebrate, but I mean, you count in your chickens before they hatch, for like, okay, there's $500 in play, but you don't know if you'll get them. Why are you celebrating already? But I guess it was uncharacteristic of you to bust out your vocal cords for anything, let alone for something as hectic as a scavenger hunt. But money was money, and you were fucking here for it. Your voice joined the mix, and you even danced a little in your seat at Cameron's behest. Okay, wait. Cameron came down from the initial shock to seize Deja by the forearms. Your roommate grabbed them back, the white of her manicured nails standing out against the grey of her hoodie. Game plan, what is it? You have to have one, right? Like, we're winning the thing, no question. Definitely. I already know where everything is. Otherwise, there's no point bringing this up. Oh. Ah, okay. I see. Okay. That's cheating, but we need the money, I guess. Wait, are we cheating? Deja grinned at you without hesitation, mischief sparking to life in her eyes. Some people call it cheating. I call it utilization of prior knowledge, given my role as party coordinator. You can't... But that... But, like... That does not sound like a good idea. Hey, if you're known to be a party coordinator, isn't that gonna be... Whoa. I'm not sure about this kid. That's just a long-winded way of saying we're cheating. If Raina didn't want me to cheat, then she wouldn't have asked me to help hide the items. Besides, just because we would know where everything is, doesn't guarantee we'll win. We still have to get to everything first, if we're going to grab what we need. Nah. No, because like, if we get that, if we win it, aren't people gonna raise objections? That's gonna be a headache. Nah. Still doesn't feel right. If the money was up for grabs, it was only fair that you played with the same advantages as everyone else. In other words, with no advantages whatsoever. Nope, I'm not on board with this. Not even if you plugged your ears. I'm not condoning any form of it. Seriously, I'll throw the game if I have to. You didn't let me finish. Cameron's plaintive protest fell on deaf ears as you turned aside with your eyes shut. You wouldn't even risk reading anything off of anyone's lips, just in case. But soon enough, you felt a comforting pat on one elbow, and you turned cautiously back to see Deja giving you a fondly exasperated look. She waited for you to slowly lower one hand before speaking. Okay, you altruist, you. No! It's not about being an altruist! It's about knowing that things are gonna go south! Be realistic. How is that gonna fly? The organizer knows that you know where the stuff is. So if you give hints, that's gonna... No. Plus, apparently, the money is a big deal. So, no. Sounds so bad when you say like that. Why would being an altruist be bad, though? Oh my god, these kids! What is wrong with you? Not as bad as we were planning to be, but it's chill. Chilling or not, that cash is ours. I suppose as long as we're playing honestly, we should... There was a sudden tap on the window, and Cameron let out a near-splitting scream. Deja screeched in turn, flinging herself backward against the locked door. You dodged her flailing arm as she tried to sock Cameron in the shoulder, ducking back into the middle of a row of seats. Christ, Cameron! Ow! Sorry!
You'd better not be doing what I think you're doing, Deja.
See? See what I'm saying? Like, you get... If you're gonna cheat, at least make sure nobody's gonna know about it.
Damn it, Reina. I almost pissed my pants.
Rain appeared through the passenger side window, her curled fingers shading her narrowed eyes. With her back to the glass, Deja looked sulkily to one side, stalling as long as she could before she'd have to make eye contact.
Why does she look so scary staring in like that?
Deja shook her head without answering as she swiveled back around in her seat. Rolling down the window, she fixed Reina with a flat stare.
Not that I'm admitting it, but we weren't doing anything.
Oh, but you were thinking of it.
Mm-hmm. Past tense.
A likely story.
Even if I tell the truth, she won't believe me.
I can't blame her. This is you we're talking about.
Like you weren't on board with the idea.
At the accusation, Cameron only looked away, whistling a random tune. Yeah, well, the wise thing to do is just bar you from participating, so it will be fair.
Whatever. If it helps Reina, my lovely roommate's got too good of a conscience to let us do anything.
I don't like underhanded mints. Reina examined each of your expressions in turn, before relenting with a sigh. Her shoulders slumped as she relaxed, and she mumbled under her breath.
Fine, I believe you. Or I believe your roommates.
I'm hurt.
Reina scoffed before finally stepping away from the window.
Okay, come on out. You guys aren't just here to have fun after all.
Doors opened and shut, and you lined up next to each other by the van. Reina paced slowly back and forth, her fingers tented in front of her as she eyed you up and down.
What's the status so far?
For starters, we've been waiting for the stuff you're buying, so hopefully you've got everything on the list.
At a heavy price, yes.
Cameron lowered their head solemnly, pressing one hand to their collar as they sighed. You smiled, knowing they were thinking about all those fallen paper towels at the store.
Unless you guys bought something extra, we shouldn't be over budget. But anyway, if you can get everything to the backyard, we can finish setting up the tables.
We're on it.
But who told you to show that?
Actually, Deja, I need you
Oh,
to...
yeah, obviously, Deja.
No, what? They're going to ask me what to do.
That is part of our job, you know. We're their elected leadership.
Shit.
That doesn't mean they can't fend for themselves.
I know, but I have to go move all the scavenger hunt items. Just in case. Then I'll come to relieve you, I promise.
Fine.
I guess I'll handle the groceries then?
Yes, please. Deja can point you to where everything needs to go.
Can do.
Cameron jabbed a button on the key, and they headed to the SUV's rear with Deja. You were about to follow, but Raina put out a hand to stop you.
I've got a different kind of task for you. You're gonna help a friend of mine finish making these damn cupcakes.
Sure thing, boss. Ah, so obedient. I love it. Did you? Why was that line not voiced anymore? Ah. So, here's the deal. These cupcakes were supposed to be finished an hour ago. The guy you're helping knows what he's doing. You might know him for it, actually. Unless you live under a rock. It's fine if you don't. It's not important. What matters is he's only one person. And I may have hit him with a really tall order. So just... She made a grand but uncertain gesture, waving one arm vaguely toward the house. Help where you can, alright? And I mean wherever you can. The clock's ticking. Is there something I should be watching out for specifically? Trouble. In any and all shapes. Why am I getting the feeling you're throwing me to the wolves here? Raina sighed, her head tipping to one side as she folded her arms. Sorry, it's just that my friend's sort of finicky. I do believe you'll be alright, but just in case, I've got a couple of notes. Oh god. 1. He's going to insist he can take care of the cupcakes himself. Don't listen to him. We need to expedite the process. 2. He's a little on the skittish side, like a bunny. So don't do anything to spook him, if you can. Sure, no problem. Okay, then. With a jingle, she pulled a spare house key from her pocket, handing it over with a peppy note. I leave him in your capable hands. Once you're done, come find me in the backyard. I'll be around somewhere. Thanks a bunch, Nova. And like the spring breeze, Raina left in a flurry of pink. It's never a good sign when you need an instruction manual for a person. Yeah, for sure. You step through the front door, half expecting to find yourself in a life-sized version of a pink plastic dollhouse. Surprisingly, the living room was just that, an average living room found in any house in the Northeast. Bummer. Maybe you shouldn't have expected much, considering the exterior wasn't doused in baby pink. Back to the job. A sweet warm aroma led you across the living room and through an archway on the other side into the kitchen. There was someone stooped behind the kitchen island with blonde hair and a green sweater. They bent even farther, leaning down to swap trays of butter in and out of the open oven. That have to be Raina's friend. You dealt out a few rhythmic knocks on the wall as you entered, trying not to startle him. Knock knock. The door to the oven snapped shut, and with a fresh batch of cupcakes held in one mitted hand, he turned to you, lips parted in slight surprise. There was a moment of hesitation visible on his face before it thawed into a genial smile.
Hello, can I help you?
Oh yeah, he looks like someone who'd bake cupcakes, yeah. I don't know, it just gives me that vibe. I can't believe he would be good at baking cupcakes. It was only a couple of words, but you noticed a lilt in his voice. The vowels softly rose and fell, lending him a melody that threaded even the simplest of sentences. A foreign exchange student, maybe? There were plenty of those at Rinmere. Hi! Well, I mean, we could say that Nova is a foreign exchange student. With the accent. Hi, that's what I'm supposed to ask you, actually.
Pardon?
Raina sent me over. She said I'm supposed to help you with whatever you need. No! He nodded once before placing the tray on the stove, on the stovetop, and shaking off the oven mitt.
I see. I've got it covered, but thank you.
She said you'd say that. I'm supposed to insist on helping you. And so this is me insisting. What can I do? He raised the bra as he thought, but after a moment he nodded a second time.
Well, I put the last batch in already, so all that's left is decorating.
Okay. There was barely any space on the counter when you joined him, thanks to the wire racks crowded with rows and rows of cupcakes. A number of them were already frosted, but there were plenty that hadn't yet been decorated. I'm starting to see where Raina told me to come help.
Waiting for the cupcakes to cool was the most time-consuming part. We'll be done in time.
He gestured to a row of piping bags filled with a rainbow of different colored frostings.
Do you know how to use these?
Yeah, no, I'm sure Nova likes baking. No worries, I know what to do.
Then, please, be my guest.
Okay, but don't love if it's not up to snuff. Eh? Huh. I don't know that expression.
Well, if you talk such a big game, I must admit I have my expectations.
She just said she knows how to use it. Eh? Not that she's super good at it. What is that? Wait, what is wrong with these people? Eh? Why would that be the reaction? Eh? Is this just a cultural gap here? I don't understand this thing. Maybe lower them for my sake. He brushed the back of his curled fingers over his mouth, doing little to hide the chuckle that escaped him. What did I say about laughing?
Apologies. I didn't know you meant starting now.
He glanced at the cupcakes that were already finished. Some of the designs were singular flowers, made of layered petals. Others were entire bouquet of tiny clustered blooms, piped with a confident flair that made for a spectacular show of craftsmanship. Since flowers seemed to be the theme, you quickly pulled aside 3 colors of frosting, and with practiced movements, you started piping. Along the way, you switched from white to cream, then to a peachy blush. With a flourish, you lifted the nozzle one last time, revealing a rose that faded from one color to the next.
I don't know why you were concerned. You did an excellent job. You can carry on then. I'll deal with the finishing touches.
Returning to a rack of half-decorated pieces, he picked up a piping bag and settled in. Wherever his attention turned, leaves and petals unfurled in flicks of effortless color. Bit by bit, he cultivated a garden out of frosting. Vanilla and sugar wafted through the air, making the scene even more convincing. You're really good at this. You handed over a cupcake with a rosette on it, and he tended to it quickly, creating a cluster of wavy-edged leaves. I'd hope so. I've been doing this for a long time. How long we talking? 10 years? Maybe 11. Oh, so he started, well, really young then. I hope you're getting paid for this at least. Are you? No, but I'm not the one who's baking cupcakes for a few hours, so... I see. Well, today I'm simply honoring a favor. That's a very big favor to call in. He cracked a wry smile and you grinned right back, before realizing that you'd skipped a crucial step. Ah! Before I forget again, I'm Nova, she, her pronouns. Ah, so you really say that in a discussion? It's hard speaking a language that is so gendered.
You can call me Jamie. He, him.
Something tickled the back of your mind when you heard that. Jamie. Yes? Oh no, it's just... I can't quite put my finger on it, but your name reminded me of... something. It's an average name. No, there's something... like... Then your stomach decided to rumble, and your train of thought screeched to halt. There was no way Jamie hadn't heard it, but he kept piping, with his eyes demurely lowered and his mouth shut. Maybe younger folk do these days? Yeah, with the whole, yeah, I guess so. It's become a very, it's become a big deal. You clamped your round mouth shut and reached for another piping bag. Of course, your stomach grumbled again, even louder this time. I suppose I'm hungrier than I realized. What makes you think that? He reached over to hand you yet another unfrosted cupcake. Have one. Well, I mean, we're gonna eat some at the party anyway, so... You make sure to thank him first before digging in. Thanks. You're welcome. After that, all you had to do was peel the wrapper away and take a bite. The cupcake was light, but decadent, sitting on your tongue with a distinctly floral flavor. It was sweet, of course, but not cloying. Ah, that's good. Something that Jamie seemed to already know as he blinked expectantly at you. It tastes like a flower. That was the plan, yes? Any other notes? You shook your head slowly, concentrating on your next bite. That was a glowing review in and of itself, and Jamie smiled to himself as he turned back to his work. Suddenly, there was a rattling sound, and you leaned to look through the archway into the dining area. Two silhouettes stood at the back door, rattling the handle to no avail. Damn it, it's locked. I told you, Reina said no one's allowed in until the party starts. Dude, I have to pee so bad. You don't have a spare key? No. But if we go find her now, she might walk you in. Ugh. You glanced at Jamie, but he hadn't moved an inch. Should we do something about that? No. There was no shred of hesitation in Jamie's voice. While you looked between him and the door, the silhouettes shrank away from the curtain as the unfortunate volunteers gave up and left. Well, it's not our house, and we were meant to help him, so yeah, I say that's none of our business. Yeah, it's not like you're a guest yourself in the house. It's not unless the host says go and get those guests in. You shouldn't be doing that. I think it's just polite. Why not? I don't want people in here. Reina's words from earlier resurfaced, skittish, like a bunny. He didn't strike you as the timid type after talking, but now you were starting to wonder if there was something else going on. Still, there were a few things that felt as bad as being unable to find a bathroom on time. What would that volunteer do? Beg Reina to let them in? Drive all the way back to campus? Well, I mean, Reina is surely outside somewhere, so we can ask her. Why should that be a big deal? Yeah, no, it's not about there being a reason. It's just about simple politeness. This is not your house. It's not your decision to make. Like, what? Is this just a cultural gap? What I would think would be common sense is clearly not here. Fair enough. With a light shrug, you've moved to pick up another cupcake. Jamie did the same, though he was finished by being an entire flower by the time he got one layer of petals down. He was moving at a clipped pace, his eyes fixed on his work as he let the silence between us stretch on. Something was obviously bothering him, but beyond that hunch, you couldn't quite pick out the details just yet. Not while you were still decorating cupcakes, at least. And it wasn't like you could just turn and stare at him for hints. You changed the topic a little instead. Better that than to keep working in complete silence. What's wrong with silence? This is not Nova, actually. What is... the personality test only got just a slight part of Nova. But Nova wouldn't be making small talk. So, I think almost all the other volunteers here are student government. I'm guessing you're not, since you only said you were doing Reina a favor? That's correct. I'm not either. Deja, the vice president, I'm her roommate, so we came together. Us and... There was that rattling again, from the front door this time, and it was followed by the familiar scrape, then clunk of a lock turning. The party's not starting, is it? The need for small talk feels like an American thing. Is it? Ah. I guess I wouldn't care. Now I'm Americans, man. Wiping your hands, you walked briskly into the living room, intent on investigating, only to hop aside as the door swung open much faster than expected. Excuse me! Without further ado, a student dashed right past you, disappearing down the hall. The second student leaned through the door to shout after them, still holding a spare keyring. Reina says we get 5 minutes, so hurry! Whoa! They flinched, realizing they were standing next to you, and you put your hands up in an automatically placating gesture. Hi? Hi? Wait, how'd you get in here? So, did Reina give you a spare key? You changed the subject on a near hairpin turn, looking in the direction where the other student had gone. Uh-huh. Well, as long as I'm waiting for my friend, I'm gonna sit. The front door clicked shut behind them, and while you quietly reached up to relock it, they moved across the living room, only to glance into the kitchen and pause, perking up with evident glee. Yo! Cupcakes! Did you do all this? No, I just started helping with the decorations. Yeah? Who made them then? Judy's clearly not comfortable with... Okay. I'm gonna... Well, I understand him. He's just doing a favor. Baking cupcakes. If he hadn't spotted Jamie yet, it meant he'd left the counter where the cupcakes were. You cached your answer in the little lie of omission, walking closer. Someone who owed Reina a favor. That's why we're all here, am I right? He chuckled conspiratorially, and before you could get around them, they stepped into the kitchen. How long have you... Whoa, wait, Jamie? There was a half-decorated cupcake left on the kitchen island, as well as a piping bag. Jamie was standing in the dining area, far enough away that it was clear he'd tried to stay out of sight. Hello. I didn't know you were here. Oh, but this makes sense. Jeez, this is a ton of cupcakes. And why are you here? Oh, we had to use the restroom. Not we, my friend. Right on cue, footsteps came back from elsewhere in the house. Jamie stepped back toward the counter. His shoulders sloped downward, and the volunteer next to you raised their voice. Hey, in here! You're not gonna believe this! Oh my god. Well, oh, hi, Jamie. The first student peeked into the kitchen, then scampered in with a wide smile. Their eyes were instantly glued to Jamie. I feel for Jamie. I feel for Jamie. This sound like, ugh. Their eyes were instantly glued to Jamie, to the point that they almost pushed by you on their way in. If these two had their way, they'd be behind the kitchen island in a second, cooing over the finished cupcakes. But 2 steps in, Jamie put a hand up, his expression polite but distant. Please stay on that side of the kitchen. I'm still working on this. You've been in here making cupcakes the whole time? Man, if we told people it was Jamie in the kitchen, our guest list would have exploded. As they spoke, the second student reached out, and Jamie smoothly plucked the half-decorated cupcake off the island counter before they could touch it. He picked up the piping bag with his other hand, finishing the rosette on top instead of replying. It didn't help much. If anything, it gave the volunteers something else to talk about. I swear these things look almost too good to eat. Almost. But really, you could have asked Raina for help. This is too much to handle all by yourself. It wasn't difficult. A little time-consuming. Jimmy's sentences were oddly short and quiet, but the low volume of his words seemed to encourage the two to crowd a little closer. Come on, you make it look easy, that's all. I know I couldn't do this much detail. The last time I had to decorate cupcakes, I just spread the frosting with a knife. The giggle twirled and pitched into a higher octave, just as the oven timer went off. Jamie reached to turn it off, picking up an oven mitt and opening the door. Are you sure you're not in the food sciences program? I mean, I know if there was a pastry degree or something, you'd be in it. More like teaching it. Jamie Porter on the faculty? The school would be swimming in tuition fees. And they laughed, bumping each other's shoulders with easy, raucous humor. You shuffled to one side to keep from getting jostled, when what they'd said replayed in your mind. Jamie Porter. What was it Raina had said? You'd know him unless you lived under a rock. You knew what the campus rumors said, of course. Somehow, you'd gone almost 2 full years without seeing the man yourself. But you'd heard things here and there about a certain transfer student whose smile charmed anyone in a single glance. His good looks, effortless grades, and princely manners made him a shoo-in for the position of campus boyfriend. People loved to talk about him, no matter what program or year they were in. And you'd been decorating cupcakes with him, completely unaware until the final clue fell into place. What does it matter? He could... I'm sure the dude... Clearly the dude is not really happy with this kind of attention. Like, come on. People have no respect for space, personal space. But seriously, what do I have to do to get a cupcake early? Jamie shook his head, placing the last freshly baked cupcake onto an empty rack. Automatically, he picked up a cooled one, piping half a rose as he spoke. They're not finished. Well, not all of them. What about that one? They leaned forward, lifting a hand to either point at the cupcake in Jamie's hand or reach for it outright. Would you... Rude ass? What? What is wrong with these kids? Jamie stepped back and they pulled their hand away, sucking in a breath that turned into a slight chuckle. Yo, just kidding. I see how hard you're working on that one, huh? Got any rejects lying around? I'd be pretty surprised if there were. Yeah, good point. Like Jamie Porter ever messes anything up. My god, this... How can you not see? You are being very... Désagréable. C'est quoi le mot pour désagréable déjà? En anglais. Is this just... Désagréable en anglais, c'est quoi déjà? Unpleasant! Can't you see you're being super unpleasant? The fuck? Read the room. Take a hint. The atmosphere in the kitchen had chilled since the volunteers had come in, but neither of them seemed to notice. My god! What is this? How can you be this dense? No. My... Oh... This is... This is making me very... Well, not very angry, but... This is definitely a situation I've seen unfold a number of times. This is why I don't like people. Glancing at Jamie, you notice he was studiously avoiding eye contact with everyone in the room, you included. Huh? Your stats. Your choices in keyframes can impact your main stats. You can always check your current stats by checking on the information button. Some interactions may involve hidden stat checks, and success or failure will impact the story you're playing through. Huh. Okay. So we're gonna read stats, huh? There must be something you could do. Honestly, they rolled low on the charisma and sympathy stats. For sure, man. Okay, Nova is gonna... well, they're really that tone deaf. You let them know they were making Jamie uncomfortable. Fail the charisma check? Really? Nova has no charisma. Before you even said anything, one of the volunteers caught you in a corner of their eye, and they turned to look more closely at you. What? Do I have something in my hair? No, you're... I was staring. I bet they were jealous. What are these people? And you know what the worst part of it is? I know there are people like that. I know there are people like that. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Hey! The previous visual novel was very dry and boring, and this one is just raising my my blood pressure, my tension. This is just raising my tension. Their friend jumped onto the bandwagon at once, eyeing you up and down with a condescending glint in their expression. You bristled on instinct, and the first student snorted. Nah, maybe they're hungry like me. You want a cupcake too? Yeah, maybe your blood sugar's down. This is a rare thing for you, hesitating, especially when others were trying to get under your skin. Somehow the rapid-fire pace of his snide jokes knocked you just a little off balance, and it took you longer than usual to reply. You know what? Sock them! A little feast! Right in the nose. That's probably gonna shut them up. Or a kick! A kick right in the stomach! The beach? This is actually pathetic. You are pathetic, kids. You are pathetic, kids. My god. Now, what I'd like is for you to get out and go back to your actual volunteer work. Oh yeah? And who are you anyway? You're not on a board, that's for sure.
That's quite enough. If you're going to argue, please do it outside.
It was Jamie's turn to interrupt. It was wrong to say he'd been content to work in the background. Now, when he looked at the three of you, an unwelcome shiver of regret crawled down your spine. At least the others felt it too. Suddenly, the other students were perfectly eager to be on their way, and they walked backward out of the kitchen, gesturing and waving. Well, I wouldn't say we were arguing, but we'll let you do your thing. This is actually making me angry. This is actually making me angry. It kinda sucks the life out of me knowing that there are people like that out there. I'm tired. It's been 2 hours and a half. Well, this one is very interesting, but I don't know if I have a disposition to go through this bullshit. Yeah, come talk to us later when that party pooper is gone. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? We're done. We're done. We're done. We are fucking done. This is... I mean, it's not, what was I gonna say? I can't even find Alt F4. Sure, bye. It's a compliment that it was able to, bring out that amount of, saltiness from me, I guess. It's better than being boring. But, I kinda lost the will to leave. Being reminded that people like that exist. Yeah. Oh my god. This one needed the content warnings. Yeah, definitely. It needed to warn us of... I mean, it was able to draw out some emotions from me. Not positive ones, though. So... well, it means the writing was very, realistic. I would say today was not the best Wednesday discovery ever. I do not remember being this... feeling this... It's not salty. It's not... feeling this... after checking out a piece of media, it's been a while. I don't remember when was the last time I felt this incensed at something happening in a media. But yeah, that was something. Frustrating, like it's a very toxic cocktail of emotions welling up in me. I need to punch something. I need to punch something, kick something. And the game was like, no, you failed charisma. Why would you need charisma to tell off some assholes? You don't need that. That's... that also does not make sense, game. But do tell me, like, is it just a me thing or a question of a cultural gap that made that thing even more annoying to me? Just there was so many, like there were a few no, there was the person on the scooter that couldn't take a hint, and then there were those Is it just because we're young and stupid? Is it something that I'm not American enough to understand? I don't get it! But it was super... Ah! Tell me. No. Did you guys feel frustrated? Did you guys feel kind of... is it just me? Well, it was something... Ça me sort par les yeux. It was really... There are some things that just really annoy me. And somehow that game served me a cocktail of it. You see that? Yeah. You get it. Okay, someone gets it. Well, it doesn't really matter. It's not about being a girl character. The whole thing was very gender neutral. Like, the only thing that changed is it was using she/her pronouns. But I don't think it's anything to do with being a girl character. Part cultural, part age, part successfully writing insufferable people. Better to be annoyed than bored. Yeah. I feel like it's very regrettable for a piece of media to be boring. Yeah. I feel like at the very least I remember that one. I remember the feeling. It left something. It left an impression on me. Well, the other one was I'm sorry, but no, but yeah. God, that was annoying. It's like how I exploded with there are some characters that I really disliked, like that. I seem to remember I exploded similarly in The Witcher 3 because of certain characters. What else? But it seems it happened. No. I'm sure I was really incensed by some novels too, but I don't even remember anymore the titles. But there were some points where I was like, but yeah, at least it made me feel something. But I still wish it was not this level of annoyance, but yeah. That was very annoying. Nobody lost. Yeah. No, I appreciate. I really like them putting out demos like that. That's nice. So you can have a taste for yourself. Is this something that you might like or not? I am still waiting for Touch Starved to release. One of these days. Touch Starved. When are you releasing? I need to cleanse myself with something good. Something good. With something that will not make me lose my marbles because it's so... But yeah, well, my annoyance aside, how did you guys find the two vision novels which we checked today? Would you be giving that a try? Or is it not the kind of thing you check out anyway, so it's just because I'm streaming them that you got to discover them? That can happen too. I feel like the keyframes seems very interesting. Something I could have gotten it. I could have tried out, given a chance, but it's just the degree of annoyance is just outweighed everything else. Unfortunately, it does not make me want. Like, it's not a flaw. The writing is very realistic. Realistically portrays some annoying people, but it's just an emote I cannot stomach. You enjoy watching, not so much playing them. Okay, yeah. It was a nice listen. Okay. Well, I'm glad. You can you do enjoy VNs. You can get invested in most stories. Most. But would you have gotten invested in one of those or both? Perhaps the second one. I feel like the first one was too... I don't know, maybe it was very slow to pick up. I don't know, I felt like the ambience could have been was interesting. But it was very... Even just reading the story, it was not very engaging. Like, okay, there was not that many pieces of art. Maybe yet, cause yeah. Checking, it seems like it was a. Checking it, it seems like it was a. What do you call it? Something in early access still, but. Ooh. I feel like if anything does not something like that, a visual novel is not hooking you in the first hour, I personally wouldn't be feeling like, I'm not the kind of person that likes no give it it's gonna get better by the 5th season. Like, no. If it cannot hook me at the beginning, it's a no. You liked watching kids being kids in the second game, yeah. The first one was on the drier side. Maybe it's a slow burner. Maybe. I don't I don't know. Yeah. Well, demos are the demos should be helping you to, like, oh, okay, oh, I'll try that out. But it was not really doing that. Well, still, it looks like it has its audience at least, so that's good for them. Let's just say it's probably just a question of not being... There's always an audience for anything. You just gotta hope that that audience is gonna be enough for your needs. But yeah, that was something. Today was something. I'm kind of sad that the first time trying out visual novels since a while, and it was not that great, but it's okay. We can always try out some more next time. Next time, I still have quite a few demos of visual novels, and hopefully of other games. There's also the free games on Epic from time to time that can be added to our Wednesday discovery list. So yeah, I like Wednesday discoveries. I like just trying out with. These are not necessarily games I would. But well, maybe some of the visual novels, but not all. There was a time when I was really when I first started reading visual novels, and there was a period where I was very eager to find new ones. Kind of like when I was still reading novels. Now it's like, whoa, I'm careful about what I spend my time on, let's say. And so I like that Wednesday Discovery is giving me an opportunity to try out games I'd never try otherwise. So yeah, that's nice. Plus we sometimes discover some nice ones. Really nice ones. So yeah. Ambience and aesthetics can really keep you going, but that one felt yeah. Well, the choices feel like they matter in visual novels. True, there's that too. But like I said, I've seen some visual novels where there's not really any choice, and it's just really you just read a story. But they say that from the beginning, and they don't show buttons where you have different choices like that, because there's no choices. You're literally just reading through the story. So yeah, yeah, it leaves a bad taste on my mouth because it reminds me of gacha games. Yeah, you never know what you'll get, really. But usually when I just grab the game on the store, to really just give them a very cursory glance. But and so when I do the Wednesday discoveries, I'm really discovering. You see me just I literally just download them and run them for the first time during Wednesday discoveries. So yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I've found. Two games at really low prices to grab. So that's that for the during Steam sale. Summer sale, because it's not just Steam. On GOG there are sales too. I'll try checking out GOG. If there are older games that might be worth grabbing. There's nothing that really comes to mind among the list of older games that Brova and I used to wish we could play anymore. But yeah, we'll see. At least I got two on Steam that I think might be interesting. Hopefully will be interesting to try out. And as I said on the Discord, surely nothing will be as regrettable a purchase as Prince of Persia: The Warrior Within. I think I will never regret buying a game like that one. But I'm kind of afraid. If I say that, it's gonna be even worse. Do some racing games. I don't know about that. I could try to find the old demo demo CDs from the PC game magazines. I'm sure we still have a. The problem is I don't know if they're gonna run or not, but I'm sure I still have a what do you call it? A CD reader that works somewhere. Maybe I'll try them out. I'll try to install them and see if I can do anything. If I can get them to run old demos from PC games. That could be fun. Oh, what is this? This looks pretty. I know I'm checking out other games. Oh, this looks pretty. Oh, what is this? Okay, we could be able to, yeah, pick up something, pick up some good things, but yeah, we'll see. Stadio hasn't reached the Warrior Within point yet. No. Warrior Within was really very frustrated and angered me. Stardew Valley was really just this is not doing it for me, kind of thing. It's a very different tier. But I do regret that I bought it earlier and didn't get the because right now it has a much lower sale, a much bigger sale. Yeah, right now it's at minus 50%. When I grabbed it, it was still something like what 12%, minus 12% or something like that. I could have gotten it for 50% off. It would have felt less bad. It would have felt less bad. Because I played it for like... how many hours? I don't think we've reached the 20 hours mark yet. Or did we? Demo CDs from cereals? What? Cereal boxes? You had demo CDs on with cereals? Huh. You got demo CDs on cereals? Wow! Huh! They used to put demo CDs in a lot of things. Oh, is that so? Well, yeah, because nowadays video games have become a lot less niche. But yeah, 20 years ago, it was still something very. Let's see. Interesting. The sale ends next week, right? Yeah, it ends next week. So I still have time to like scour a bit on the stores if there is something that I could grab. That will hopefully be nice to play and stream. Oh, I'm kind of I'm happy that I tried the demos today because I was at A in the visual novels. But maybe I'll leave. No, it's a good thing I tried the demo today because I was A-ing that Obscura. And no. Thank you for the demo. It's abundantly clear it's not for me. It's not doing it for me. But we can probably, yeah. Woo. It's kind of sad how toys and such, you know, cereal got removed quite some time ago. Huh? Oh. That's not something I grew up eating, cereals. So yeah, I can't only just nod along to whatever you guys are saying about them. All right, I will continue scouring the store for some more games that we can play down the line, because my to stream games list is slowly dwindling, slowly but surely dwindling. So yeah, I think it was time I picked up something. No sugar for breakfast. We just eat rice. Rice. We just eat rice. We eat rice morning. We just ate rice at every meal. I mean, technically, that's sugar, but it's not the quick sugar. Turns into sugar afterward when it gets what do you call it, when it gets digested. The lawmakers here decided children were too dumb or parents weren't paying enough attention to allow non-edible things to be in food packages. They were afraid of choking hazards. Oh. But I mean, kids are always gonna get themselves into trouble. So like, I don't think just that is. You need to try to like children proof everything anyway, so whatever. Oh, I am sick if I don't eat rice at least once a day. Like really. I feel weak, and usually comes with intestinal issues if I don't eat isn't intestinal or stomach if I don't eat at least one rice meal in a day. No, it's our base meal. It's our base food. We eat rice every day. So if you change that, your body will feel it. It's not addiction. It's just how do you call it? It's just what your body is used to eat. If you go and visit another country and eat food that you are not accustomed to, you are very likely going to have a hard time adapting to the food. It's just that. Alright. I think we're gonna stop here for today, guys. That was a Wednesday discovery. Tomorrow we are going to continue Siberia. Hopefully gonna finish Siberia. so we can move on to Siberia too. And then Friday is gonna be what was it again? Friday is gonna be live recording session for the short cover of a song you guys voted, which is Zombie by the Cranberries. So that's what to expect for the rest of this week. Thank you guys so much for dropping by today. As usual, if you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. That helps this little Nova. If you have the means and the will to support me, you can do so via buy me a coffee or by commissioning me for my singing, my mixing, or a little high persona, which is a customized little mascot like this, so you can use whatever you want. Well, no, not really. Yeah, but if you wish, I can customize one for you. You can join the Discord. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for dropping by today. Have a lovely rest of your day or night. Do take care of yourselves. And I hope to see you again next time.